Hi, I'm former police Interceptor Pearson, and I'm doing a reaction video to drunk or intoxicated drivers. So let's get into the video.
Dispatch just updated that the RP has located the vehicle parked at a local market here on North Main Street. It appears that the driver's passed out inside the vehicle.
So just before we crack on now, there's two different things of drunk driving. There's Section 5, which is you drunk driving a vehicle, and there's Section 4, which is intoxicated, or you've got some sort of thing in you and you're not appropriately in control of that vehicle. So if you find someone in a vehicle asleep, there's different regulations that you can use. You don't just always have to go down one, it's whether you're intoxicated or whether you are drunk. So you've got to have the signs of the vehicle either driving, hitting the curb, or you've got to have information that someone's been driving and it has been driving, likely to drive, or will drive. So yeah, let's crack on. Oh, he's well gone, isn't he?
So he's
He's not even making a rush there, is he?
in his hands. So yeah, we'll cite him for parking in a handicap spot.
Kick him in balls when he's down. So in regards to that, he's not driving. He's on a public place or in a public place, and he's not driving. You've got to either decide if you're going to try and get him for he has been driving and he's driven there, or he's driven there while he's intoxicated. But what you're going to have to do then is find out if he's got the keys to the motor vehicle and if he's in charge of the motor vehicle. So you've got to either be in charge, steering, propulsion and brakes. It's quite complicated, really. You can't just go, you are drunk and you're behind the wheel. You've got to have certain things you've got to hit.
We have your phone number in the cab.
He's not even securing him or all like that. It's just he's that drunk.
Yeah, we did. We were pulling up to some apartments, and he was to a friend's house, and he actually, we seen him like, I mean, he couldn't even walk.
Yeah.
He was stumbling, and he even kind of was focusing with one eye.
So that's what we're talking about. So there's an independent witness saying now that the car has been driving. So that gives you the power under Section 4 of the Road Traffic Act to be able to deal with him for being intoxicated behind the wheel, because you've got evidence that he's driving. Okay, now look how pissed he is. So just let me stop you on this bit as well. In the 80s and early 90s, there were a lot of times where we did go out and people did go out, get drunk, and then if they were too far away from home, they'd sleep in the car till next morning, which were perfectly safe to do so, get up next morning and drive home. All that's completely changed now. So technically you can't sleep and you get drunk and sleep in your car anymore. It's not allowed. People think I can have 3 and drive, 2 and drive. It's a fallacy. It doesn't work like that. It works on micrograms of alcohol in your system. So you can, in theory, have a swig of whiskey, spit the whiskey out, not swallow it, blow, and you blow up at limit. You can't have a limit. There's no such thing as a limit, because it works on who you are, your body, what you've had to eat. If you're poorly, you're not poorly. Sucking a two-piece don't work. Again, I've been out with my mates and I'd probably say 7 pints lager, and I finished drinking at 9 o'clock at night. 7 o'clock in the morning, I should, in theory, be under the limit. But I know by dinner time, I still would be safe to drive a car at all. So if I go out on a beer on a Saturday, I will not drive a car on a Sunday, because I know you could still be over limit any time during that day. So don't let it, well, I'll be clear now, don't let that fool you, because that's just not going to happen. He's dying to laugh, isn't he?
Señor.
Hola, mi amigo, ¿cómo está? ¿Cómo te llama? Holy shit. You're thinking, what the fuck's going on here? Who are these people? How did they get here? Okay. See, probably that pissed, you won't comprehend what's going on as well. And to be that drunk is not a defence in law, so you can't say, well, I was that drunk, I didn't know what was going on. The only defence in law for doing something like that is technically having no intention or no right to drive. So you could say, well, if you're asleep, the defence is, well, I wasn't going to drive. You can't prove I was going to drive. But we go on the fact, well, you've got your keys in your car, you've got your keys either in ignition, you're in a car, you're in a pub place, chances are you're going to be driving. So if you've got no engine in the car, there's no possibility of likely driving. If you've got no keys on you, that's the difference, that's the defence. So if he went to sleep like that, but his girlfriend let him into the car, took the keys home, that's technically defence, because there's no way I can drive the car. So just to make you aware.
Ready?
Good job.
Just got it.
Yep.
Volume of air.
Yeah. They need 210 liters.
So I don't know how they work in state. So I don't know if that was 210 micrograms in 100 milliliters of breath. So we work on 35 micrograms is a drink drive limit. Anything under 35, you're free to go, but you will be advised. Anything over 35 is an arrest. So I don't know if that was 210 micrograms in 100 milliliters of breath. So if it was, that's a lot of a limit. I was going to do some maths then, but it didn't work right well.
After doing both breath tests, his first breath test was a 0.21, his second was a 0.20, so he's almost 3 times the legal limit.
No, it's not how we do it then. Don't know how they do it.
Take me home.
We now go to Brimfield Township, Ohio, where County Judge Rebecca Doherty isn't presiding over her courtroom. She's making demands at the local police station.
The amount of arguments you can have, or I don't have to do this, I know my rights, I don't have to blow in there, and then obviously you can't really restrain. You don't want to handcuff, you don't want to use any sort of force, and it's just so hard work. It's so mentally draining. It's untrue. And as soon as she started speaking, then you can see what I mean. It's just, yeah, you just think when you've opened, I think, I wish I hadn't come to work today.
I'm gonna tell you now to call.
Oh my God.
Lieutenant Limbert now.
Have a seat,
Call him.
or I'm going to
now.
put you in the cell.
So,
Like what I mean.
is this judge so aggravated? Let's go back earlier in the night.
Hello?
An officer's body camera records as he approaches an SUV that's crashed off the side of a snow-covered road.
Want me, officer? Prove it.
Okay.
You can driver's seat. You're asleep.
Hold on. Ma'am, you've got vomit down here on your door.
300 deal.
Have you been drinking?
Yes.
Okay.
And Becky Doherty, I'm the judge.
No, you're not. You're fucked.
To be more specific, she is the county's common pleas court judge, 55-year-old Rebecca Doherty.
I am absolutely out of my mind with.
You're intoxicated.
I am so intoxicated.
That's when you know it's all gone wrong. It world's swallowing you up and there's nowhere to go, and you just think, I've just fucked up massively here.
Have a seat.
No.
Rebecca,
Call.
listen. This whole thing is being recorded. Do not do something you are going to regret
Call
tomorrow.
Larry Limbert is actually Major Larry Limbert of the county sheriff's office.
Hello, is that Larry Limbert?
It is, yeah.
We've got Judge So-and-so here. She's intoxicated.
Beep.
Hello? Hello?
We have stuff we have to do. Will you please have a seat?
Everyone will just wash their hands of her straight away, though. I'm not helping her.
You
I'm
please
not
have a seat.
falling down.
And that's not the judge's only request.
What can I do for you?
Drink.
Okay.
Water.
We just literally told you 10 seconds ago that we're getting you a drink of water. He's out front right now getting you the
Not
glass.
10 seconds ago. I went drink of water now. Thank you. Larry Limbert.
Okay.
She's absolutely shit-faced, isn't she? No excuse.
After refusing to take a breath
Oh, look at that. That is rough.
Doherty is charged with operating a vehicle
Can I say that?
under the influence of alcohol.
She's rough.
Give me my phone so I can make a phone call.
Okay. Your phone is in a puddle of vomit in your car, which is
I
on the
get
side
it.
of, can I finish? Which is on the
Absolutely.
side of the road that you crashed into. We don't have access to it.
Judge Doherty
Just an
receives
ass.
a fine of $1,075 and 180 days in jail,
Oof.
which the presiding judge reduces to $375 and 3 days in jail.
How have you got that? Right, I'm fining you this, and you're getting this. I'm just going to take it down now. What, another, what I say, 177 days I'll give you off? That's like scratching someone's back. That's ridiculous. She needed to have a good time in jail there, didn't she? And it's that attitude as well, though. Yeah, let me. I'm going to ring someone. Let me off. And it's like, there's no one you could ring.
You gonna run it?
Trooper Russell, I like that. You're a trooper.
We're gonna stop this guy for his lane usage. That white line right there, he was just straddling. He almost hit that truck right there.
But this is, as a traffic cop, this is what you're trained to notice. You're trained to notice how a vehicle's handling on road, its set positions, how far it is from a certain line, how his corners are taking. You get to know certain things, and that's the officer's intuition. That's why I think I stopped that car, and this is the result I got. It's not pot luck. It's just not, I'm just pulling every car. There's skill behind, and this takes years and years and years of experience to learn.
He's out in the middle of the intersection now.
And what officer's doing is talking to the camera, so he's giving evidence when it's played in court that a judge can see why he's decided to stop that vehicle. He's got his hat on in car. What's that about? I won't be able to get out of the car. Is he off? Take it off, put it back on. Take it off, put it back on. Hey up.
Can you turn the truck keys off for me, sir, and hand those to me? Will you hand me those keys, please?
So again, it's strange this because we don't get out of cars like that. Gone at days where you pull behind the car and you get the passenger out and the passenger goes to the driver's side of the car. You can get reverse rammed, you can get trapped between the cars. It just doesn't work like that. So what we do, or I did, and what officers did, you pull along, you put the lights on, get the car to stop, you pull alongside the car, you look at them, and instantly then you get an idea whether, like with their eyes, the speech, whether they're intoxicated. You speak to them, you establish a bit of backwards and forwards, then you ask them to take the keys out. If you're still unsure, ask them to take the keys out, put them on the roof of the car. Then the passenger gets out of the car. There's too many, especially in Bradford and West Yorkshire, there's far too many failed stops. And it's just too dangerous now to get out of your car and approach your car in the dark, especially single crewed.
The reason I'm stopping is you're swerving all over.
He's got to look at those tattoos. Look at those tattoos. What a man. He's got, well, that Spider-Man he's got on his arm as well. Is that Spider-Man? Is that the Flash? That's a Flash, isn't it? Sure, that's a Flash's motif.
You got a baby just running around in the back seat back here. He's not even buckled in.
My thoughts are, if you want to get pissed and go get in a car and crash it and kill yourself, well, that's your own business. But if you hurt anybody else, that's the main thing. And especially if you've got a child that is depending on you to keep them safe, that's absolutely heartbreaking. You've got no respect for life. You've got no respect for anybody else. And it's just disgusting. You're not fit to be a parent if that's what you do. So I am sorry about that.
Are you his father?
Yeah, I'm father.
What's going on, man?
No,
Step out for me.
Oh, I'm getting
Step
told that.
back here to the back of the vehicle for me, please, sir.
Yes.
Yo, you're sober.
Look off.
You really believe that?
Yes, I can.
With the wholeheartedly.
Yes, I can.
Well, no.
Some big arms, this lad, hasn't he? Look at the size of him.
I can tell you this. No,
He
you
works
can't,
out, doesn't he?
and no, you won't. See the pin?
Look at his shoes as well.
Follow
Proper
the handle,
officer
pin with
there.
your eyes. So stare at the pin with your eyes.
Yeah.
You're looking right into my eyes. You got to follow the pin with your eyes.
So we're trained to do that, and it's fucking so hard work. It is. I wouldn't recommend it on anybody, and I don't know how they've got patience to do it. We just say blow into this, and if they won't blow into it, we're taking you in, and we don't actually have to say blow into this. We can just say under section 4, you're locked up. Do you like jewellery? got some nice wristbands for you.
I got you.
He seems like a good bobby. I like him.
I'm not drunk. I'm not
Stay
drunk.
down.
I am not
Sit down before I knock you down.
Stay down.
You trying to make
You can tell he's drunk because he's just arguing back, and you won't argue back. It's not just about getting locked up and losing your driving licence, but imagine the shame of yourself through your family and through your friends knowing that you're taking your child out and you're pissed in the car, and then the police had to take either the child into protective services or take your child home to grandma's house and say, look, dad's been locked up, and it's your job as a dad to protect that child. Just don't do it. Not worth it.